The superintendent for Kershaw County Schools, Dr. Shane Robbins, this afternoon. It is back to school for that school district tomorrow. Superintendent, do you mind if I get your opinion on the mask mandate being asked for by the Columbia Mayor, Steve Benjamin?
You know, to be quite honest, throughout the course of the pandemic, I really try to focus on my community in Kershaw County. And honestly, we've tried to make decisions that best serve our patrons, our students, and our staff. Every community is a little bit different. The spread is a little bit different. They obviously think that that's the next best step for them, and you know, that's their decision to make. But I really would reserve to just focus on Kershaw County.
Absolutely, Dr. Robbins. That's why we invited you here today to talk about your kids. The school bell rings early tomorrow morning in Kershaw County. How do you feel tonight?
Oh, you know, I think I'm giddy like a kid ready for the first day of school. I'm anxious, maybe even a little more anxious because we started school late last year in September and went a full 5 days face-to-face. And then this year we're on a modified year-round balanced calendar, and so we had a shorter summer anyway. So getting out of school a little bit later and starting earlier really condensed things. And you know, I kind of equate it to the metaphor of ants at a picnic. We're running around making sure we have everything in place, and then the pandemic has just made it that much more difficult on, you know, what we're going to do and how we're going to respond on that first day of school when parents bring their children to school. You know, what a lot of people sometimes forget is for our 4K and 5K parents, this is their first day of school, and so our operational strategies are different because we're trying to minimize the foot traffic inside our buildings while at the same time still allow our parents and our children to have that first day experience.
As the lead educator in Kershaw County, what do you say to parents and teachers who are watching tonight who may be anxious about that first day? Because as you mentioned, when you're dropping your baby off for K4 or K5, it's already hard. And then you add in that factor of a pandemic, it becomes even more difficult.
You know, we have had we're blessed with a wonderful relationship with our county and our communities, and so we have been very focused and kept a watchful eye as this pandemic has spread throughout the country. You know, most will remember that Camden, South Carolina was ground zero for the outbreak in South Carolina. And so we've put together things like interactive dashboards, we've increased nursing staff, we have so much PPE, it's unbelievable, to supply parents based on what their needs and their requests are. You know, we're going above and beyond using infrared temp check systems before people come in our buildings. We're limiting visitors in the buildings for that particular reason. Sanitizing and cleaning buildings and buses every single day, doing our very best to socially distance while at the same time providing a high quality education to students. But what I tell parents, or would tell parents, is this. There is a Latin term called in loco parente, and it means in place of the parent. And we treat their kids like they're our kids. And you know, we're going to continue to track and measure and monitor how the spread is affecting Kershaw County and the Kershaw County School District so that we can make decisions with our leaders that are going to support our families to the best of our ability.
And Dr. Robbins, I know last year was a challenging year, not only for your school district, but all throughout the state of South Carolina. Lessons learned from last year, they're going to work well for you as the first day of school starts tomorrow?
Yeah, I think it'll make it a little bit easier because we're fluent with, you know, the expectations. You know, there are strategies within our buildings, one-way traffic, spreading out cafeterias, doing some of those things that aren't common, you know, allowing or minimizing the amount of traffic outside of the classrooms, eating in the classrooms. Face masks are obviously optional in the Kershaw County School District. They're highly encouraged. But you know, those students that are wearing face masks, you know, we're going to be cognizant to provide them with face mask breaks. And those students that aren't wearing face masks, you know, we're also going to be cognizant of that fact to support those families as well. That's a little bit different start of the school year for us versus last year where it was mandated that you wear a face mask. And we're just, like I said, we're going to keep a watchful eye on community spread, not just in the county. We'll look at it per building, per classroom. There was a point in time last year where we saw a little heavier spread in one of our our larger high schools, and we shut down athletics for a 2-week period to try to stop the surge from happening in that building, and it worked well for us, and that's the only time we had to do that, and we're prepared to do those things again this year as well.
Dr. Robbins, it appears that Kershaw County has been a great example of how to do this pandemic well, so we wish you all the best of luck on the first day of school.
Thank you. You know, I told our staff when we met on Friday for the first day is you can't predict a virus, and we got to be willing to pivot based on what's happening in our community, and we'll do that. Our staff's been absolutely amazing.
All right.